Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone that can hear the sound of my voice, to this week's edition of the Petty and Ill-Informed podcast, where we venture our petty and ill-informed opinions about a variety of topics. Joining me is Nikki. Nikki, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks. Thanks for uh,
Noise.
thanks for asking. Thanks for
Yeah.
checking in
Yeah,
on my
always.
mental health.
That's what I'm here for.
She lies.
That's right. I'm here to cause you problems.
She's there to do the voice and annoy me.
Not yet. I haven't done the voice yet. We just started. Don't say anything that makes me use the voice.
Yeah, it's coming. I know it's coming.
Oh gosh, what are you going to talk about?
What am I going to talk about? Okay. So I thought we'd start off with a human interest story to say it's about an animal.
A news story about an animal.
Yes, I
Those are
went
my
down
favorite.
a little bit of a rabbit hole, or
Nice.
should I say, an orangutan hole. Yeah, I don't think they actually dig holes. I think they just live in trees. But you know what I meant.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there was an orangutan in the 1970s called Ken Allen.
Nice. So is he like a cousin of yours or?
No relation.
Oh, okay.
His surname is spelled the same as mine, though.
Nice.
Yeah, so interesting. And this orangutan was one of those animals that didn't like to be in captivity, but he was born in captivity, which obviously raised a bit of a problem for him.
Right.
So, at a very early age, by which I mean in the zoo nursery where primates are looked after, he figured out how to unbolt his cage, get out, and play with his toys.
Okay.
So the zookeepers would come in the next day and they'd find him in the middle of the room just playing with his toys. Obviously, they weren't a fan of this, so they decided to, put him back in his cage and tell him off.
Right. That really works with orangutans.
Well, it did, kind of. This smart little orangutan figured out, though, okay, they don't want me coming out of my cage, but what if they don't know I'm getting
Right.
out of
What if
my cage?
I get back in my cage before they get home?
That's exactly what he did.
Mm-hmm.
He would unbolt his cage, play with his toys all night, and as soon as dawn it started to get light, he'd go and lock himself back in his cage.
Nice.
Hmm. Of course, eventually they figured out because, while he was smart enough to put himself back in his
He
cage,
wasn't putting his toys up.
yeah, he wasn't smart enough to clean up after himself. So they were like, hey, knock it off. So they built him a escape proof cage and he was fine there until he was an adult. When he was adult, he was moved into an orangutan enclosure with other orangutans, but he didn't
Mm-hmm.
get on with them very well. So they put him into a cage by himself, well, an enclosure by himself. And one day he just climbed out of it,
Mm-hmm.
like just you know, just as you do. He just was like, I think I'll climb out of my enclosure. So he got out of his enclosure. Now here's the weird thing: most zoo animals go a bit mental when they get out. This
Yeah.
dude was super chill. He just wandered around. He looked at other animals. Um, he allowed visitors to take photographs with him. He was up for a selfie.
He was having a good time.
Yeah. And, his zookeepers, when they found out he'd escaped, were like, oh, for God's sake. And they went and got him and put him back. And that everything was fine. The people liked him. He never gave them any problem. He didn't have a violent bone in his body. He was nice to everyone, like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
selfies. But the people that ran the zoo were afraid of an incident, so they tried to make his cage escape-proof, and they sort of failed because he got out again and again. He's just wandering around, living his best orangutan life, taking selfies with people and being all super chill. So they were like, okay, this isn't working. What's the best way here? Oh, I know. We'll get him some female companionship. Because he was of a certain age. And
Right.
if you're too tired from, doing the monkey love,
then you might not escape.
Exactly. So they got him some female orangutans. He got on well with them. They were all the best of chums, as ever they were. And that didn't stop him escaping. In fact, he taught the female orangutans how to escape.
He was taking them on sweet dates around the zoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like he just liked to wander around the zoo and look at all the other, like, oh, look at you guys.
The joke of it was, he was so chill. They could have probably just taken him out once a day to wander around, and then he would have been fine in his enclosure for the rest of the day.
Right. They keep on having to get him back in his enclosure. Since he was so chill, was it just like, okay, come on, dude, give me your hand, and then you walk him back to his enclosure?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like a toddler.
Yeah. That's pretty much how it's described, yeah.
Yeah, they
didn't have to trank him or anything. They could have just taken him for a walk every morning.
Yeah.
Now, as you can imagine, people are weird. And instead of everybody being afraid of the escaped orangutan, he actually got himself a fan club called the Oranga Gang. Not even kidding.
Nice.
And people started showing up to the zoo in free Ken Allen t-shirts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Ken just wanted an adventure.
Yeah. Then his enclosure became one of the most viewed exhibits in the entire zoo because everybody wanted to watch him escape again.
Right.
And the zookeepers had caught on to that fact, so they were hanging around to stop him. And he learned to only try escaping when
he didn't see any zookeepers around.
When he didn't see the uniform.
Right.
And the zookeepers worked that out. So in the end, you had plain clothes undercover zookeepers pretending to be tourists watching over his cage. Now, in the end, they spent so much money. They hired professional rock climbers to check out his enclosure to see if they could flatten it long enough to because he was getting on the handholds. They smoothed it all out. They put an electric fence on top to stop him.
And Ken was like, this is a good time. Zap.
He climbed up, touched the electric fence, and climbed back down again.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah. So he remained in his enclosure for many years. Everybody was starting to think his escaping days were behind him. The zoo seemed to have put the kibosh in it. And one day, there was a problem with the moat that goes around. One of the pumps clogged up and the whole thing drained. And he was able to walk over to the moat to the vulnerable part of the fence, and he just climbed out and went on his last escape.
Oh, why was it his last escape?
Because after that, he was unable to get out again.
Oh, got you. It wasn't because he was old and died or anything.
No. He lived to a ripe old age. He died of cancer.
Aww.
But there is one little part of this tale that's pretty amusing. He seemed to know that this was his last hurrah when he escaped that last time. He seemed to know that he wasn't going to be able to get out again. Because when the zookeepers went to go and get him, he legged it. And you had this crowd of people, according to the reports, following him around, cheering him on to escape and booing the zookeepers.
That's so sweet, though.
Yeah, there was even a song, I can't play it 'cause of copyright, but there was a Ken Allen song written by a local folk band. And when he died, and this is probably the sweetest thing, he was put to sleep because, he had
Answer.
cancer. And after he died, the Orang Gang held a candlelit vigil at his enclosure,
Aw.
which is
What
quite sweet.
what country was this again?
This was in California.
Wow. That doesn't seem like some American shit.
It was the 70s.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. I was like, that doesn't seem like Americans. That seems like something that would happen over in the UK somewhere. Where you guys just built, what was it? Was it a giant was it a walrus that they built a fucking floating bed for that had floated to y'all? And now
Yeah,
you
in
just
Wales. Wally.
yeah. And he's been everywhere.
Well, he was. He went to Norway and they shot
Yeah,
him.
he went back. They shot him in Norway?
Yeah, they shot him.
Oh, I thought he made it back home.
No, he went to Norway and they shot him.
What douches, man.
Yeah.
That poor baby. He was on an adventure. And I understand he was like breaking boats and stuff like that, but like everybody else was nice enough to see him coming and make him like a big raft or something.
Yeah. No, not the Norwegians. They just shot him.
They were just like, screw you.
Hmm.
Get off our docks.
Don't know what that was about. Apparently, it was a danger to
Everybody
or something. I don't know. It seemed messed up to me. But
yeah.
Hey, I'm not a wildlife expert, although I pretend to be one online.
Right. Do you got a picture of Ken?
Of Ken Allen the orangutan? I do indeed. 1 minute. Let me set this up. Yeah.
He sounds like a hero that needs his face shown. I would have been one of those people. Like, I am that kind of white person who would see an orangutan that's just chilling and be like, hey, can I take a picture with you? Look at how huge he is. I wouldn't get too very close to him.
Yeah, but apparently he was a gentle giant.
He reminds me of Bluto from the Labyrinth. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you haven't, you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Fake news.
I just can't imagine just being a zoo person and being like, okay, come on, Ken, take my hand. Let's go back to your enclosure, bud.
Wally the
And then you've been
Roller
doing
survived.
okay.
I know the Norwegians definitely shot a walrus that was hanging out.
I thought Wally went back home for some reason.
Well, we are petty and ill-informed here.
There's a deformed raccoon in Seattle. Fred, how deformed is this raccoon? No, I need to know. Yeah, the public must know. Are we talking like 2 heads? Is it like an albino? It's got 5 legs, 2 tails. Is it just severely inbred? Jimothy the raccoon. All right. First of all, I love the name Jimothy.
Jimothy the raccoon. That is an odd name. Yeah, all right, Gabby. Okay, so I've looked it up, and you're right, Gabby. The walrus the Norwegian shot was called Freya. So there were 2 different walruses.
No, poor Jimothy. He's special.
Yeah, that is an odd looking raccoon. I
He's so
feel like
cute, though.
someone should do something about that.
He's adorable.
He is not adorable. That is.
Oh my gosh, they have little t-shirts with him on it that just say Jimothy. I believe in Jimothy. That's great.
I kind of feel like what is that?
It's a raccoon, Richard.
Yeah, but what's going on with its body?
It's deformed, Richard. Like what Fred said. He's definitely special. That's so interesting. I wonder if he has some kind of neurological problems that just make his gait funky or what. Let's see. Short spine syndrome. Yeah. No, he's just a little guy.
Living his best little raccoon life, I guess.
His best little short raccoon life.
Damn.
He's so cute. Ah, thank you, Gabby. So Wally's okay.
Yeah, Freya's the one that got shot.
Gotcha.
It's a different walrus.
Why did Wally get a couch and Freya not? If the same issue was the same issue, unless Freya just went to Norway first and Norway was like, screw it, kill this little dude.
Well, they're not little. Walruses are huge.
I know they're massive.
Mind you, if the Tasmanians can put up with Neil the seal, then the Norwegians could put up with one walrus.
Who's Neil the seal?
We talked about him last week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Neil the seal. That raccoon is just messing with me. I feel like he should be put in a zoo or something, and taken out of the breeding population and given a good, comfortable life.
Well, he's probably not going to mate. Let's just be honest. Probably not. I mean, he seems to be thriving enough, I guess. He's fine. You can't practice eugenics with the raccoon population. That's not very nice.
No, animals are the only acceptable things to do eugenics on. Look at dogs.
Yeah, but look at what we do to dogs. Pugs can't even breathe. We've bred them to have breathing problems. They can't even breathe properly through their nose because we've done crap to them in breeding.
Wolves should really fucking hate us, man. Like any wolf that's ever seen like a pug or a dachshund,
right,
should just be like, I'm going to kill you. You deserve this.
Look what you did. I don't know, man. Like, you get a Chihuahua, they can, like, a little breed, like a little dog like that can take down some big dogs because they have no concept of size. They just operate on pure rage.
Imagine you're like one of them Chihuahuas that belongs to a rich woman, and you get a diamond collar, and you're carried everywhere in a little case, and you have a pillow to sit on, and you're fed 3 times a day, but you're still a Chihuahua, so you bristle with the rage of 1,000 suns.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Just all the time. Pure unadulterated rage. Just like, my food wasn't moist enough. My pillow is not fluffy. I had to turn around 3 times before I laid down. I will kill you all.
I watched a documentary about that once, and apparently there's a reason why dogs do that, but I can't remember what it is.
Hmm. Why
Oh,
they?
I do know an interesting animal fact, though.
Okay.
You know birds that fly in chevrons, like a big arrow,
Mm-hmm.
and you know one side's always longer than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why that is?
It's a draft. Doesn't the first bird fall behind at a certain point?
No. It's because there are more birds on that side than the other.
Wow, you're a dick. But don't they fly like that though? Doesn't the first one in lead, like after a while, drop back, another one takes its place, and that one goes towards the back to kind of draft?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be all scientific about it, sure.
Listen, I knew something about birds that you hadn't told me, so go fuck yourself.
My joke was still hilarious.
It was, but I'm just proud that I've retained things.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. About burbs.
About burbs.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. You got another story?
Yep. I have many stories. But let's start with man who put pain down to hard work and took paracetamol dies. Age 32.
Hey, that's what's gonna happen to me. Like, oh, I hurt so bad. Just gonna take a Tylenol and then keel over.
No,
Excuse me.
paracetamol.
It's the same thing. It's
Or
Tylenol,
paracetamol.
acetaminophen. They're all the same.
That's an old British joke. Why is there no aspirin in the jungle?
Why?
Because of paracetamol. No, because of paracetamol.
Yeah, Gabby, it is Tylenol.
It's not Tylenol.
It is. It's
Paracetamol.
acetaminophen. You guys call it paracetamol.
You and your made up words.
There you go. You deserved it. You got it. You got the voice.
I didn't deserve it. You should feel ashamed.
No.
So a man who thought he had bad back from working in a pub and took paracetamol for the pain has died aged 32. Bummer.
What was really wrong?
Well, we'll get there if you'll let me talk. In 2023, Roy was working as a barman when he began experiencing back pain, which he put down to carrying crates of stock and changing beer kegs in the cellar. In order to sleep, he was having to spend nights in his gaming chair, on the living room sofa, at any other times across his bed in a seated position with a desk chair used as a leg rest. There was a lump on his side that was rising up and down.
Blood clot?
At the time, Roy said, I didn't take the pain seriously because at the time I was working as a bartender with handling deliveries and restocking merchandise. I was constantly carrying heavy things. But over the next few months, as the pain worsened, I was in and out of hospital. I went to my GP several times. I was starting to see a lump growing on my left diaphragm. It was painful. I was also having cramps and stomach aches. Before visiting the GP, I had been taking over-the-counter painkillers like paracetamol and Panadol. They weren't helping. Don't know what Panadol is in America.
Me neither.
It took 5 months and 3 visits to his GPC, but a biopsy revealed the cause synovial sarcoma.
Oh, no.
I've never even heard of that.
It's got cancer.
And a cancer so rare that fewer than 80 people in England are diagnosed with it a year. He was told that his cancer was incurable.
I was wondering. Sorry.
You was wondering what?
Oh, with the back pain and stuff, I was wondering if it was pancreatic cancer that he caught too late. But okay, continue.
Chemotherapy proved so intense that Roy had to stop just after 3 of his 6 scheduled rounds. He came through life-threatening episodes of sepsis. At one point, he was within 2 hours of death. What? They can calculate death. What?
Mm.
I don't think that's a thing.
You might be able to, depending on how his system is failing and stuff. They can basically be like, if you hadn't come in the last, hour or two, you would be dead. Like they can tell by your nutrients and all that stuff. So it's very possible that they were like, if you hadn't come in before, you would have been dead.
Okay. 2024 brought a period of hope, shrinking his tumor from 22 centimeters to 1 centimeter.
Mm.
But nodules were found in his lung, requiring further surgery. By the time of his death, his tumor had regrown to 17 centimeters, and the cancer had returned to his lungs.
Wow. I don't know. Like, at what point do you just go, hit me up with all that morphine and give me that sweet, sweet sleep of death?
And the rest is just, sarcoma.
Oh,
Oh, is this fucking sponsored content? I think this is sponsored content. For Sarcoma UK's digital.
Well, there you go. That's really
yeah,
sad, though.
Yeah, if you have back pain, get it checked out.
It could be so many things that aren't just, especially if you have a lump somewhere. Lumps are not good. It can be like, I remember being in school, we had to learn about drugs and all that stuff, but we also ended up learning about cancer. And I found out about this teenage athlete whose knee was constantly hurting her, and she ended up having cancer and having to get like her leg amputated. And I was like, damn, you're like 16 years old. The fuck? But yeah, if you have a constant, a chronic issue, you definitely need to go check it out. Like, especially if a lump is involved. But I get it. Like, because I come home and Tylenol is my best friend. I take Tylenol and ibuprofen constantly. But you have to get this stuff checked out because you just never know what's going on. Like we were discussing one of my best friends who has leukemia. If she hadn't went to the doctor, she would have been dead within 3 months. And she was asymptomatic. They only caught it because of a blood test. It's important to get your CBCs yearly. That's a complete blood count, essentially.
Yeah. What do you worry about the liver and kidney warnings? What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? You talking about the pain?
Oh, for Tylenol.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like I either have that, or opiates, and they're equally as bad. I'll take the Tylenol and ibuprofen until I can't anymore, because I'm not a fan of opiates. However, medical marijuana would be nice. That works just fine. I prefer that over Tylenol and ibuprofen anyway. But it's kind of illegal here.
Illegal. Wink. Okay.
Yeah. So you take Tylenol and ibuprofen together, and it's actually supposed to be better for injuries like back and stuff like that than actual opiates is. And yeah, you just have to keep going to the doctor and making sure that your kidney and liver function are proper. That's why you get a blood count, and you make sure that that stuff is in line, because back pain can easily be like, I get kidney stones all the time. I have one right now that is, if it gets much bigger, I'm going to probably have to get it surgically removed. But like, it feels like back pain. It feels like someone is punching you in the back on repeat. So just get stuff checked out. If your back hurts, go get it checked out. You never know what's going on.
Mysterious green mass spotted in waters of Loch Ness, fueling fresh Nessie rumors. So there's a video.
Keep an eye out for jaundice too, Gabby.
Yeah, jaundice is big for fucking liver.
Mm-hmm. Any kind of yellowing. The white of the eyes, just a slight smidge different or yellower. It makes a big difference. What's happening?
I don't know what we're supposed to be looking at.
There was something in the water. Da-na-na-na.
I mean, if we're talking about that, that's a
Right.
wave.
Okay, what does the thing say again?
Green mass.
Okay. Are they saying they found Nessie somewhere?
Yeah.
Listen, Nessie's not real.
Well, I believe that because Loch Ness connects to the sea, it could be what you call it, a Greenland shark,
Mm-hmm.
because they look incredibly dodgy.
Yeah.
Okay, so the
We're
object.
back at 7 tomorrow night. Until then,
Screw off. The object was caught on camera next to Urquhart Castle by a tourist by a Jacobite Cruises boat tour on June 23rd. I've been on that boat tour.
Nice.
Sharon Herbert has been taking pictures of the castle, but spotted the strange sight lurking just beneath the surface. It is the 7th possible Nessie sighting to be made this year.
Wow.
Oh, we've got a picture here. I mean, oh, you're pissing me off with this fucking YouTube shit.
Right.
I mean, that
Could be anything.
That could be anything. That could be a rock.
Yep.
A fish, a sturgeon. Could be anything.
It could be anything.
Hmm.
I just think that people go over there and like a fish jumps and then you go, Nessie.
Nessie. Plus, it's like it's not a landlocked lock.
Right. It could be anything.
That you get seals in Loch Ness.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like literally anything could be causing a hump or a ripple in the water. It's not like that water has nothing in it but Loch Ness. You know? Like you can't just assume that just because you saw something in the water that it's Nessie. First of all, Nessie's old as shit.
Well, obviously there has to be a breeding population for there to be any credence.
But if there's a breeding population, you would assume that you would see more, you know?
It's definitely not a plesiosaur because the plesiosaurs are like all like Leopleurodon and mosasaurs. They were all dinosaurs and they all needed to breathe. They didn't have gills.
Hmm.
So they'd have to be coming up for air regularly. Do you believe the guy who said that he faked the surgeon's photo?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I saw that about that doctor that got fired for live streaming doing surgeries.
We have a doctor that just got 20 or 30 years here in Memphis, the one that did my hysterectomy.
He live streamed your hysterectomy.
No, he got 20 years in prison for trafficking and all sorts of shit with his patients and reusing speculums on other women and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, the surgeon. Oh, the old black and white one. Yeah, I 100% believe that's fake because it looks fake. And the guy who said he faked it admitted he faked it.
Yeah. I didn't know anything about that.
Oh, wait, I got it. Give me the old 1933 lock.
I know what it's the black and white photo, right? Like the one that everybody thinks of when they think about Nessie.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if a surgeon took that. Listen, we do weird shit, okay? I mean, that's true, Gabby. Sometimes they say things are fake that aren't fake. I took a really great picture in surgery last week. I think I shared it with Richard. Yeah, that could literally be someone's arm, like in a dove position, just hanging
Well,
out.
he said that it was a toy attached to a submarine.
Nice.
But you can see it extends out.
Yeah.
Like the neck doesn't go, the neck's like in the middle.
Right.
So it's unnatural.
Yeah. I have seen that photo.
But basically, why that photo exists is the newspaper wanted a picture of the monster. So it's like, okay, I'll give you a picture of the monster.
I'll make it up. You didn't say it had to be a real picture of the monster.
Yeah.
That's fair. I respect that.
And keeping on theme of animals, for our final story of the night, new monkey species discovered in the forests of the Congo. Behold, the freak monkey.
Wow. That looks terrifying.
That's not an attractive monkey.
I like the lipstick though. Bold choice.
Bold choice. Yeah, it's a new species of colobus monkey. Those of you who don't know, colobus monkeys are the only monkey species with thumbs, I believe.
Nice.
A newly discovered species of monkey with distinctive orange lips has been discovered deep in the forests of the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Nice.
A primate called Colobus congensis was found in the Lomami National Park in the country's center-east and is distinguished by its pale markings around the mouth. They are also making a deal about his lipstick. So that's its defining characteristic.
Mm-hmm. I don't
just
know.
feel
Those
like
sunken in dead eyes.
yeah, I feel like this is a really deeply unflattering picture of this monkey species,
Mm-hmm.
and they should sue.
Yeah, I don't.
there's- I mean, okay, that's from a different angle, and it looks even worse. So
yeah,
that looks like fucking Todd Standing's Bigfoot. That
He-
face right there.
he looks like we did that. Like they didn't naturally find that. They were like, what happens if we, breed these two monkeys together in a lab? And they're like, oh, look what we found. Look at this
Yeah.
weird ass thing that we totally didn't create in a lab at all. It just,
I don't get it because they live in green, I guess to hide in shadows. Animal colorings had never made any sense to me, but it worked. Like zebras are black and white, and yet they live in the savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the monkey has occasionally been sighted by locals and been given the informal name Lickwell. but it had not been officially declared as a distinct species. So this is an example of everybody that lives there knows it exists. It's just no scientist has ever come along and run like, oh, that exists. I get
Right.
to
Let
name
me
it
let me
now.
name it now.
Yeah.
So they just been calling them those orange lip monkeys for decades.
Lickwells. Lickwelly.
Lickwelly.
Yeah. That's a very African name. The
Yeah.
species was first photographed by conservationists in 2008, with the image that only captured part of the animal, raising speculation that the monkey was a new variety. It wasn't until a decade later that field researcher Jean-Pierre Capellet led an expedition to confirm its existence and photographed the monkey 7 more times in different locations. And that's the photograph they used. They got 7 pictures. I got
And
to
that
see
was
the
the
other
best that
7.
they got.
Yeah,
He's got that Michael Jackson nose, you know.
it is an unfortunate looking monkey.
But he's sweet. So I wonder, could just be evolution at work. Could just be CERN. You never know.
Well, this was in 2008 when it was first discovered, so
Oh,
it's
okay.
unlikely
Never
to be
mind.
certain.
So just evolution in play. Unless we did it, because we definitely like to screw around with some animals and make new ones.
What animals?
Well, mostly insects for us,
Hmm.
like the love bugs that you get in Florida. We're supposed to eat mosquitoes, but that's not what happened. Now they just have sex all over everything all the time.
Okay, I'm gonna just Google this.
What, the love bugs? Or the.
Yeah.
Mhm. They were like introduced or whatever, and they were supposed to serve a purpose, and now they do not. That is the story
Okay,
I've always
no
heard.
lab origin. Despite a popular urban legend, they were not
Okay,
created.
good. Were they dropped like over there?
They
Were they
migrated
introduced?
naturally from Central
Oh.
America.
See, I was always told that we had fucked with them, but don't we engineer different insects to do different things?
I think that's just movies right now. I don't think we've ever actually done that.
Hold on. I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, I want to know now. Genetically engineered insects.
Yes, the government has permitted and overseen the release of genetically modified insects through the Environmental Protection Agency. The government has authorized pilot programs such as those in the Florida Keys, releasing millions of genetically altered male mosquitoes. The insects are engineered with a self-limiting gene. When they mate with wild females, their female offsprings die before reaching adulthood, significantly reducing the populace. So yeah, they do stuff like that. And I want to say that we've done it with some animals as well. Like we've definitely done it with dogs, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
what's to
that's
say we wouldn't
eugenics.
do it with monkeys and shit like that, Because why not? I mean, we just hybrid, a freaking wolf with dire wolf DNA. Not that that really did anything, but you know what I'm saying?
No,
Like
they
we're
didn't.
constantly.
They didn't. They did.
I'm
It was
not
a
saying that
hoax.
we made a dire wolf. It was a hoax.
Yeah.
Cool.
They just bred big grey wolves.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is we're constantly doing crap like that. What's to say we didn't make this monkey, or that this monkey just isn't a natural evolving thing within the system, or he could just be deformed, inbred. Are there more of him? Have they found any more than just that one?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he said he had gotten 7 pictures. I figured it was of the same monkey. It's just like, what if we're just following around this really unfortunate looking monkey that can't help it.
Yeah, just like a fucking freak of nature monkey,
Right.
an Uggo monkey.
Right. Could you imagine if we just found like a really ugly person and followed them around and was like, wow, it's a new species of human. And they're just like, leave me alone. I've got 4 nostrils. I don't know what happened. And we're just like, look at him. I could only get 7 photos. He kept running into crowds.
You'd think it'd stand out more, but he's really good at blending in.
Right. He just wears a mask all the time. That was great.
All right. Well, that is the news for this week.
Yeah.
Few good
News.
stories. Monkeys, dead people,
Yeah.
Loch Ness
yeah.
Monster, orangutans. Feel like we stuck to a pretty animalistic theme, apart from that
Yeah.
one story.
We did good. Stayed on topic. Didn't make too many jokes.
No, except for my hilarious bird joke.
It was funny.
It was great.
Jerk.
Okay, well, that'll wrap us up for this week. We will return next week. Despite the hopes of many, it's good night from me and it's good night from her.
Good night.
Good night.